right, so today we are going to be testing the off Canva widget because by now it's a little bit more stable. We can have a look at what we can do with it, what we can't do with it, and everything in between. All right, before we start talking about the off Canva widget, let's have a look at the new product that Elementor has launched recently, and that is the e-commerce hosting. I will have the link in the description below so you can explore their product page in depth, but you can see here that you can get everything you need for your online store right here. So let's navigate to the e-commerce hosting plans, and as you can see, they launched with some serious discounts. And they have 3 plans: Sell Core, Sell Pro, and Sell Pro Plus. Even the most expensive plan, in my opinion, has a great deal. You pay 300 euro today and it renews at 396. I mean, think a little bit what it would cost you to actually have a brick and mortar store. How much money you would have to pay for rent, for utilities, etc. And I'm saying this because I know people will and have, even with Elementor Pro, say that is expensive, but think a little bit broader than that. Think a little bit what you are getting for the money, not what you are paying for the thing. That's just something that I've seen as a comment here and there, either on my videos, other people in the community videos, and it's something that I wanted to address for some time now. Now that that's out of the way, we can move on, get started. All right, so let's look for our widget. There she is. Click on it, and right now we just have it randomly on the page. But if you want this off Canva elements to be available on all pages, you would need to add it to the header and have a button trigger it from there. If you don't want this to be available on other pages, then you can just add it wherever on the page and just connect it to the button that you need it to be connected to. One thing that I want to mention is that, in my opinion, the off Canva is so much better than a pop-up. Of course, pop-ups still have their place, but in general, especially pop-ups that just pop up and can be blocked by browsers. All the modern browsers have this capability, or users have pop-up blockers, they have ad blockers activated. So then if you have information that could impact the website usability or whatever in the pop-up, that could be blocked, and that would mean that the user experience has been impacted. All right, so let's go over our content and style and all the settings that we can adjust to our liking. So let's start with the layout. Okay, first thing that we see here is the editing mode. So if you turn this off, then you have access to your editor page where you can edit your page and the content that you have there. If you turn this on, you don't have access anymore. You cannot do anything. So if you don't work on the off Canva widget, you can just turn it off, or out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. But for now, we turn it on because we are working on it. And you can move this center and end and start, right? So you can have it here or left, right. Then you can change the position to top, to end, or to start, end, and center, but this time vertical positioning. Let's just leave it by default where it is. And you can also change the width. And this is very cool to me because what I had in mind is we can create an off Canva menu, and this off Canva menu will be responsive. So if I set this width to 100%, now we have an off Canva menu. I mean, this is pretty cool, and we can edit it right here. We don't need any templates, we don't need anything like this, and this is pretty cool to me. And we can also change the height. So in this case, fit to content. That means that the widget will take the height of how much content you have. If you have 2 containers, it will take the height of 2 containers. Let's say those containers are both together 50 VH, let's say, right? All right, and then custom, you can set the custom height yourself, and basically it could be basically like this. This is another cool thing, and it just hit me. But for now, let's just leave it at let's just leave it like this. All right, let's go over to our settings. So also this is pretty cool, and I've tried it, and to be honest, I have the feeling that it is smoother than a pop-up and slide in, slide out. I will do a slide in down and slide in up, slide out up. Yes. This is so confusing to me sometimes. So a while ago, if you remember, I don't know if you remember, I did an off Canva menu with GSAP. And to be honest, the slide in, slide out of this menu reminds me a little bit of that one. A little bit. I don't know, it has something a little bit more smooth than all the other solutions that I've found before this. I kind of like it. I wanted to say. All right, these two options are standard. These are available for pop-ups as well. If you know what these do. All right, but we have a new option here where you can disable the page scrolling. So if we disable it and people scroll, yeah, the page will not scroll. So once they close the menu, they will still be in the place where the menu, whatever they close the off Canva widget, they will still be at the same point on the page. So they will not lose important information, because it happens that sometimes you just are on the page and you play around and just like read the information and just scroll mindlessly, because we're used to scrolling these days. I find this a very plus from Elementor. All right, you can also change the tag of this Canva. So if you want to make it a nav, you can do that. And you can also make it the main and so on and so forth. So that is available to us. All right, let me just go to layout, and I'm gonna turn this to 50% because, or whatever, 30. We need to go a little bit to style. So let's change the color of it. And what am I gonna do? I'm gonna change it to black, or no, let's do this green. All right, let's see how it looks. It's looking pretty good. All right, if you want to change all these options, you can do that from here. And another thing we can change is our overlay. So let's try. I've never tried this before. Let's see if we replace this with an image, how would that look? Position center. Actually, it's pretty cool. Doesn't match my color here, but it's nice. Repeat, no repeat. All right, so I'm gonna add a button here, and you will see now how this works. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna add a heading, and I'm gonna say click for good stuff. Let's change this color. Did I tell you that I don't like this color at all? All right, let's go to content, and you can go all the way to link, go to dynamic tags and navigate to actions, where you will see that you have the pop-up and you have the off canvas widget option, and go to the wrench and let's choose off canvas widget. And remember at the beginning of the video, I told you that you can have more than one off Canva on this page. They will be numbered, so you cannot rename them, but they are numbered and you have to remember the number. So if I remember that this one is number 1, I will set this to be the one that we trigger through this heading button kind of thing. And the action can be toggle off Canva. So off and on as you click on it. So let's see what is going to happen if we click on it. Right. Okay. I think I made a mistake. Let me go back to my settings. Sliding down, I don't like that. Sliding left, that's what I wanted. And let me change, let me also change the color, because it doesn't really go well with this image. So I'm playing a little bit with all these things here. All right, let's just, okay. Anyway, let's just have a look, a little bit off the cuff. All right. So first we get the overlay. If it's an image, this is how it's going to look. All right. So it closes if we click on the overlay, because the settings are set to actually by default not prevent closing on overlay. So if we turn this on, let's see what happens. So let's go activate, and I'm clicking the overlay and it's not closing. So that works very well. All right, so you might ask, okay, but if you have this turned and this turned, how do you then deactivate or close the widget, right? So how do we do that? We have nothing to close it with, right? Well, we need to add a closing button here. So it doesn't come by default with a closing button, but we can create one. So let me go to icons, and I'm going to add an icon in here. Where did it go? Ah, yes. So the icon went on the actual page. Let me just drag it inside here. All right. So this is where it is. Let me just change it to this. Make it fancy. All right. So now we can turn this icon into a closing button. So again, I'm going to content to link and hitting the wrench button. I want this to close it, right? And I'm choosing again the off Canva widget number 1 and update, and let's have a look. So this opens it, yeah, and this closes it. All right, I don't like the way it's sliding. Why did I choose that? What? Yes, that. I mean, that is going to be cool with the thing that I want to build. And it's quite smooth, right? I'm not sure about this image for the overlay. So let's go back to overlay and just delete this. And you can change the color to whatever color you want. Let's see what colors do we have here. Mint, and we can make it quite transparent, or just leave it black, or something else that is on brand for you, for your client, etc. Right? Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to revert to the original, but keep in mind that this can be changed. You can also have a gradient. All right, I'm gonna publish this, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to content and I'm gonna turn this to 100%. Publish again. I don't know why I have the need to publish all the time whenever I do something. All right, so let's go to icon list. I like to use this for menus, especially if I don't have menus. Okay, so it went again on the page instead of the widget. So I like to use this widget for building menus, especially if I don't have any drop-down menus. This is ideal in my opinion. So let me call this about, and this one, let's call it team. Let's delete this, and also let's add another one, projects. All right, let's style a bit this text so we can see it. And I have some custom fonts here, and I think I'm gonna go with this one, REM 4.5. Let's change the color to fancy. All right, space between, let's say 14, line, and that's it. All right, so we can bring this, actually, why did I do that? Let's just leave it like this and bring it in the center, publish like that. Sorry about that. Yeah, so let's see how this looks on other devices. Pretty good. Of course, this would need to be adjusted accordingly. So let's go again to text and go down. Also, oops, where is it? Spacing. Also, let's keep in mind that we need a bit more space between the tabs so people can tap on them easily, so they don't tap on 2 elements at the same time. All right, I think it's looking pretty good, and I'm going to drop in something here that I already have built. Okay, it went again on the editor's page, and I have this carousel that I want to add on my menu, because yes, I'm building a menu let's see how it looks. So this is the view on laptop, so we could make this a bit bigger. Okay, very nice. And this is how it looks on mobile. All right, what we can do here, because I have the feeling that there's some overflow issues, we could go to the container that is to the parent container, and we can go, we can go to layout, additional options, and set this to hidden. And now it should be fine, but it's not. Okay, so there's something with this that is causing some issues. Irrespective of this, I think it's okay. Those are things that you iron out. Anyway, publish, and let's have a quick look. So click on this and it slides in like that. I mean, it looks pretty dope. And you have access to all this. Let me just add something on the first item. All right, so I'm not going to add an icon. I'm going to add a link to an internal page. And that's going to be H. Hero experience on load. All right, let's publish. Another thing that I want to do, let's go to settings, and I want this to slide in down and slide, where is it? Slide out, up. All right, let's see if I figured it out. Okay, let me see. I think it's pretty smooth, right? Click on it, and then you have this coming in. One thing that I would love to see, when you click on it, the animation is amazing, right? But if you click on one of these tabs, the change between this and the page is very sudden. I would love for the widget to simply slide out a little bit, and then the page that we are requesting to appear. So did you see it was a little bit too sudden? It wasn't very smooth. But yeah, I think it's a start and we are getting there. I think this is pretty cool, and let's have a look on mobile. I think it's looking pretty cool. All right, so I noticed something from my tests. All right, so if you add another object here, yes, and you set the height to be fit to content, you cannot scroll the content page. So you could not go beyond this screen. This is all you will be able to see. But if you set this to custom, then you can scroll. And it's not only that I tested it here, I tested it on my phone and it works. So keep in mind that if you have more widgets or more elements in the container of Canva, you need to set this to custom for the menu to be able to be scrollable on mobile. So let's go back to our desktop, and yes, desktop is scrollable as well. So again, there are many ways you can use this widget, and probably in the future we will visit some of them. I am thinking of, I don't know yet how I'm going to achieve that. I tried it, but I didn't manage to do it for this video. For example, let's say you have a quarter of a menu here, and once you click on one of these tabs here, then you will have an additional of Canva coming over here, but it's connected to this one, so it's coming in something like, let me show you what I'm talking about. We have an example on my website, on our website, on design inspiration and slide in menu, and it's this website that I'm talking about. So for example, let's go to products. So they have this, let's say this would be our widget, and the first widget and then when you click on one of the items, you get this second screen, which is another widget, another Canva widget as well, but it needs a little bit of code and making it work well which will take some time to figure out. So I think this is pretty cool. I don't know how it works on mobile. I will have to check this out, but I love it. Look at this. Oh my goodness, I think it's super cool. And we might be able to actually achieve this with the off-cam widget. So let me know what you think. Let me know what questions you have. If you have questions, all the good things. If you'd like to see what else you can build with Elementor, watch this playlist here or here. And if you have gotten any value out of this video, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing this video, and I'll see you next time.